the game a bit. So you got to use that run game to wear down the defense. But more importantly, Brandon does a great job, or the Lynx do a great job of using that run game to set up their pass offense. So it's not like we're going to throw it 40 times a game and run a couple. We'll probably run it 40 times a game and pass when we need to, but that lowers the risk of a turnover, lowers the risk of getting somebody hurt, that type of thing. So, but more importantly, we got to make sure we get on our defensive side. We got to use the defensive line rather, to get upfield and keep the Washington quarterback in the pocket, because he is fairly mobile, and he likes to run outside the pocket and throw down the field. Again, using the outside linebackers to keep him upfield, force him to the left, and kind of reduce that passing game a little bit.
Absolutely. And here is our national anthem. And welcome back as your Lynx will see what the coin flip happens as the captains for your Lynx this evening are going to be all seniors. It's going to be number 3, Gus Scott, and number 5, Landon Delaney. Number 10 is Gunnar Swift. Number 29, Drake Jelema. Number 44, Madden Timmer. And number 75, Lucas Feldkamp. That will be your captains this evening. The starters this evening will go like this. Offensively, we're going to go with the number 31. That's going to be Veshkerna. He's going to be your starting actual running back. That's going to be number 31, Veshkerna. Number 44, along with him in the backfield, will be Timmer. And in the backfield with them will be the quarterback. He's number 13. That's Knutson. Your wide receivers this evening will be number 11, that's going to be Melcher. Number 5, Delaney. And your tight end will be Dowd, and they will go with the double tight end sets a lot with Welch coming in also. Gus Scott will also carry the ball this evening for the Lynx offense. The offensive line this evening for your Lynx goes like this. It's going to be number 75 from left to right. Your left tackle is going to be Feldkamp. Your left guard will be Weesey. The center, Mitzel, he also is the kicker. for extra points and field goals for the Lynx. Your right guard, Parliament, and your right tackle, Van Gasser. And defensively for the Lynx, at the defensive line, we'll start with the defensive line right away. The nose guard is going to be Parliament. Defensive end will be Coughlin, and defensive end will be Zacher. Also, corners, Carroll, 23. 17, Pudwell. Your linebackers, 27 will be your outside linebackers. 27, Gray. 1 will be Williams. Your middle linebacker will be 10, Swift. Safeties, 29, Jellema. 21, Leary.
And we were given that Brighton Stroh was going to be started back there, but I see he's in street clothes. So it is a little bit of a mystery as to who they're going to put back there in his spot. But as soon as we spot who that is, we will bring that right to you.
And Scott's on to kick. It looks like the Warriors did win the toss, the coin toss. We will see as we move into the second half. Scott with a booming kick all the way down to about the 15, and the Warriors will start there. That's going to be number 3, I believe, Baskin. Actually, number 2 for the Warriors, and that will be Quentin Hall on the return. And the Warriors will start there at about the 28-yard line, maybe 27-yard line. We'll see where they mark it officially. And moving right to left will be the Warriors. Your Lynx defense coming out in a 3-3-3.
Cohen Hartz is playing the spot for Brighton Stroh tonight, number 15.
There's a pass. It's an early connection. No, it's going to be off from number 9, Hoffman, and it's going to be intended for, on first down and 10, to number 6, I believe. No, it's going to be number 5 for the Warriors. That's going to be Warren. So it's going to bring up a second down and 10. I did say that the Lynx, they're not 9-man, right? I said a 3-3-3 defense. Their defense will run a 3-3-4 with a kind of a rover around there for the 11th defender. Hoffman in the backfield with Williams. He's going to give it to Williams. He cuts back. And a nice gain from Williams, about a 5-yard gain as the cutback worked for him. He's going to cross the 30 all the way up to about the 31, maybe 32-yard line. Third down for the Warriors as the Lynx defense is looking to get a big stop right away this evening.
Yeah, Gavin Johnson on the tackle. That was a great gain. It gives a very manageable 3rd down and 5. Let's see what they came up with. But on that first play, that receiver had some opening, or had a little bit of distance between the defensive backs. So we're going to have to tighten that up a little bit tonight.
Hoffman drops back. He finds his receiver. Great defense, though, by Pudwell. He breaks it up. It was intended for number 6, Ewing, and that's incomplete. 4th down from the Warriors as Pudwell's going to drop back along with Delaney at about the 35-yard line. And that's the Warriors punt team coming out on the field right now, as you can see, moving right to left.
Now you got to be careful because the punter is also the same starting quarterback.
Hoffman back to punt at about the 18-yard line, as you'll see here, and Delaney on the bottom of your screen along with Pudwell back deep. And a low kick. Delaney's looking to take it off the bounce. He does. He cuts it out beyond the hashes. He is pushed out of bounds by a Warrior defender at about the 38-yard line. And that's where the Lynx are going to start with their opening drive of this 11 AAA matchup in the quarterfinals of the 2024 playoffs here in South Dakota.
Yeah, the Lynx start off in very good field position of their own 38. It'll be interesting to see what they do. The last game they tried a couple of trick plays right out of the gate, and it did not pay off. So we'll see what the coaching staff does tonight.
As you can see, Knutson, your quarterback, he's number 13 in the pistol. He has Timmer to his right, along with Vashkirna. Play action, he goes to Delaney right away. Delaney's going to gain about 2 yards. It's going to bring up a second down and 8 from right at the 40-yard line. Delaney was right in the slot right there on a twin set to the left of the formation. Melcher was out to his far top of your screen.
Yeah, number 19, Tyler Pankinen, was on the tackle there. He made a good tackle. Didn't allow him to get any yards after catch.
As the Lynx coming out with the same formation, 2 receivers, actually 1 receiver to Knutson's right and 1 to his left. He's going to give it to Freshkina. He's going to follow a great block by Timmer. He breaks a tackle. He's going to gain about 15, maybe 16 yards across the 50, all the way up to about the 41-yard line. Lynx first down.
What a jump cut, if that's such a thing, because he got right into the hole. The defender was there, and he just made a quick jump to his left and got about another 4 or 5 yards.
Yeah, there is such thing as a jump cut, and that's what happened. He did. He really. We saw the last ball game here at Lynx Field. He followed Timmer a ton on that big win, and that's what he did there. Timmer is your fullback right to Knutson's right. He's going to play action. He wants to go over the middle. He does, and he finds his tight end. That I believe that's going to be Welch, and that's a first down. We haven't seen a lot from Welch in the passing game from the tight end position, and that's a good find by Knutson. As you know that the Warriors team, they're going to try to take away Delaney.
Yes.
And your opposite receiver, number 11, that's going to be Melcher. 2 receivers to his right, that's going to be Knutson. He has 2 running backs with him also. Timmer now at tight end. He's going to give it to Veshkerna. Veshkerna with a healthy gain, and he's pushing the pile. And he's going to bring it up to about the 24-yard line. He crosses the 25. That's going to bring up a second down and 4 from the 24.
Makai Morgado on the tackle. Great run. They just kept pushing, kept the legs moving, kept the legs turning, got a little assist from his lineman. And it looks like a basketball. We don't count those assists, but they just as mean just as much here.
As 2 receivers are going to be right to left, as Timmer now is at the tight end position again with 2 running backs. That's Gus Scott to Knutson's right. They go to Scott. Great block by Melcher, and does he pick up the first down? I believe he does. He's going to move the chains across the 20. The Lynx drive into the red zone for the first time this evening. First down.
Yeah, Nate Day on the tackle, and he's a handful. He was just basically holding him until they could get some help to get him down. But great play call. They're kind of throwing it all over the place, getting a whole bunch of people involved right out of the gate, which makes it better for the player perspective because they know they're going to be part of the game plan.
Now Timmer in the pistol now, and Welch goes into the tight end position. They give it, no, it's going to be play action as Knutson is going to roll out to his left. Makes a good cut as Timmer was right in front of him, and he's going to gain maybe 1. It looked like he was going to gain more there, Bob, but a great tackle by the defender. I believe it was number 10 for the Warriors.
And actually, I think it was number 7, Ken, and the reason I say that is because it was Knutson tackling Knutson. Lane Knutson on the Warriors was tackling our quarterback.
I formation, 2 tight ends set with 2 receivers. That is Knutson. Veshkerna. No, they're going to end around for Delaney. Delaney gets a big block from Melcher, and I think they're going to call holding, though, on Melcher. Number 11, the receiver from the Lynx. I thought it was a great block. The white hat did not think so.
I think he saw something there, but yeah, I kind of suspected that when he brought the defender to the ground and it allowed the Delaney to make that extra cut to the outside, that they was probably going to get some laundry.
And you could tell that the Warriors watched some tape, right? They knew that was coming at that double tight end formation. And as Delaney had no room. He had to actually lose about 7 yards to gain 3 because he had to bounce back beyond the line of scrimmage. because of a great defensive play by the Warriors. That's going to bring up a second down now with the penalty, the holding penalty. Second down and 20 for your Lynx as they climb out of the red zone at about the 28-yard line.
They're going to have to hurry because they were very much unorganized. You brought them back together to get them down here right before the play clock runs out.
And they go to Delaney, and he catches it over the middle as he's going to be brought down at about the original line of scrimmage, right at, it looks like the 16, maybe 17-yard line, and it's going to bring up a third down and 10 from right there.
So, yeah, Nate Day on the tackle. He's been in on a couple of them already, so he's going to have an active night. But it'll be interesting to see what they do here, Ken. I think down here they're probably in two-down territory. They got 2 downs to get us 10 yards.
Knutson, Timmer with Vescherna. Direct snap to Vescherna, and it didn't fool anybody on the defense. That's number 10 for the Warriors on the tackle. I've seen him everywhere, Dante Smith, and he was in on the tackle for a loss of 1. Lynx are going to go for it here early in this first quarter. We're at about 6 minutes to go. First quarter, the ball's on the 19-yard line, 4th down and 11 from there. As Knutson, he's going to have one back with him now with Vescherna. 2 receivers to his right. He has Timmer. Let's see if he motions him. No, he's going to keep Timmer there. No play action. They're going to go to Delaney in the end zone, and it is intercepted by number 2. That's going to be Quentin Hall on the interception for the Warriors. It was a little bit underthrown as Delaney had him in the back of the end zone in the corner there. And that is the first turnover of this ball game. As the Warriors pick that off, that intended pass, Lynx defense back on the field.
Well, it would appear that they're going to allow the secondary to play around a little bit because he had a hold of Delaney for about 3-4 yards there during his route, which slowed him up. That allowed that interception. But you know what? It doesn't really matter how he got there. Now it's time to see what the defense can do as they can get the ball back.
Hoffman, empty package. He's got 2 receivers to his right and left. He's going to quarterback draw. He's going to get nothing. It's going to be 2nd down and 10 from there as a swarm of Lynx defenders they were all over it, right?
Probably about 6 or 7 of them,
right,
yes.
Right. And that's going to bring up a 2nd down and 10 from the 20. We talked about the Lynx defense being number 1 in the state. Well, they are showing it so far in this first quarter. They're not giving up many yards, and that's true to the first series and becoming true so far to the second series. That's going to be Hoffman in the backfield. He's going to have Williams with him. He's going to have 1 receiver to his right. He also has a fullback, and he is brought down. That's going to be Williams on the handoff from Hoffman as number 57.
Makai Zocker.
Zocker with the tackle from the defensive end position. It brings up a 3rd down, and they're going to say 10. Now 11 from the 19.
Yeah, the defense is pretty fired up. They're trying to pick up the offense a little bit and see if they can get a stop right out of the gate so they give the offense back the ball.
Hoffman breaking the huddle. He's got 2 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. Man-to-man coverage, it looks like, to his left, and that's going to be Carroll. Let's see if they try to go to it. They do not. There's a heavy pressure by the Lynx defense as Swift put on the pressure. Pudwell's there for the interception. No, it is off his hands, but it is the most important part. It's incomplete. 4th down. Lynx defense holds again as Hoffman's on to punt now for the Warriors on this 4th down and 11.
You know, the receiver for the Warriors did a pretty smart job. He was acting as the defensive back onto that one and try to knock the ball away so they didn't get the interception there. But keep an eye on Hoffman back there. He likes to run, but he's also the punter and the quarterback.
Delaney. Pudwell back. Big punt. Delaney's going to call the fair catch right at the 47-yard line, and that's where the Lynx will start with great field position across the 50 on this second series of this first quarter. 4:10 to go, 0-0 ball game on the opening round of the AAA playoffs here in South Dakota.
Yeah, they had a pretty good first series. It obviously didn't end up the way we like it with the interception, but they moved the ball pretty well, so they just need to keep that going. That holding penalty is what pushed them back and got them out of rhythm.
Knutson, I formation. No, it's going to be a pistol. They're going to give it to Veshkirna. Veshkirna is going to be tripped, and he's going to gain still about 3 yards as he was tripped at the line of scrimmage, but he kept moving forward.
Yeah, Yitsagesu from Washington is their good linebacker. He pretty much is the mainstay of the middle of that defense, and did a good job of tripping them up there.
As it's going to bring up a second down now in about 2, second down and 7. From the 45. Pistol formation. They give it to Veshkirna again for the second consecutive carry, and Veshkirna is going to pick up 2 yards. As it's going to bring up now about, what do you say, Bob? 3rd and 5 or 6? What would you call it?
I would call it 6, Ken.
Okay, all right. I'll give you that.
But
I mean, our vantage point, well, you are a little to my right, Bob, so you can see it better.
About a yard to your right, Ken, and that's why I went with the 6
exactly.
versus the 5.
I thought it was 5. Pistol formation, Knutson, big 3rd down. He's going to motion Delaney. Lynx in their own territory. Timmer, Veshkirna, play action, overthrown. And
there's a flag. There's some laundry there.
Interference by number 23, as that pass was intended for Delaney on an out route that would have gained the first down. It's going to be given to them on a first down as Caden Carroll with the interference.
Yeah, that was again, he ran a good route. He just got to the ball a little, got to the player rather a little bit too soon, and but we needed that. We got some forward momentum going here, and let's see if we can get another good 4 set of downs here. But Washington's done a great job of scouting what the Lynx like to do between the tackles, and there's a lot of congestion there.
Knutson. He's got that pistol formation with Timmer right to his right and Veshkirna right behind him. 2 receivers to his left, no tight end in this formation, along with Melcher, and that's going to be a pass to Delaney, and he's going to gain about 8 yards on his his 3rd catch of the ball game. Delaney picks up about 8, and that's where the Lynx are going to grab almost a first down. It's going to be 2nd down and 2, maybe 3. You tell me, Bob. You think it's 3?
It's a long 3.
Okay, perfect. I was way off. As Knutson, he now has Timmer to his left up by the line of scrimmage. He's going to give it to Veshkirna. Veshkirna breaks a tackle, and he's going to gain the first down. What do you think, Bob?
Not quite. I think it's going to be about a 3rd and a yard, just from the way the far side official was marking the ball.
Well, and we know that Coach Christensen and his offensive staff with his offensive coordinator, Zur, they're very aggressive, right? They go for it a lot on 4th down. You almost treat this as a 2nd down. You're going to try to get that 1 yard, right? And you should be able to with that really good offensive line in front of you. We'll see what they do. Knutson, direct snap. Veshkirna, lead block from Timmer, and there's going to be a first down and more as a pile is pushed by number 75, the offensive lineman for the Lynx. And Feldkamp, I bet you Feldkamp assisted on that run when there was no more yards to get.
Oh, yes.
By about 2 to 3 yards.
Again, nothing fancy. Snap it to your bulldozer. Goes right through the A-gap, right behind one of the better offensive centers and offensive right guards in the business right now for high school in South Dakota.
Knutson, Timmer now to his left. He wanted to get a encroachment, and he does not. He gives it to Veshkirna. Veshkirna gains about maybe 1. It's now going to be 2nd and goal from about, we'll say, the 6-yard line. I got that one right.
You did. I gave you a thumbs up on that one, Ken.
You did. I seen that. We're at 40 seconds to go. Lynx coming out of the huddle. Knutson double tight end set. He's got Delaney to his right also. Veshkernov directly behind him. They're going to give it to Veshkernov. Veshkernov follows Timmer, and that was the right thing to do as the first points on the board. Lynx touchdown. It is 6-0 on the Veshkernov touchdown from 6 yards out, and Lynx go up early in this ball game. 25 seconds to go in the first quarter.
You know, that was just kind of a typical Lynx drive. We're just going to pound the ball, and move the sticks.
As Mitzel comes on for the extra point. It is up, and it is good. It is now 7-0 early in this ball game. 25 seconds to go as Mitzel connects on the extra point. Lynx on top of this quarterfinal game. The number 1 seed, the Brandon Valley Lynx, and the number 8 seed, the Washington Warriors. And we just got some candy, and that's amazing. Thank you.
Thank you. But what a good way, good recovery back by the offense. Did not lose its mojo. Pushed the ball right down the field, used your strength, which is your offensive line, and we've got 3 really good running backs. You've got
know who that
Veskerna.
was that just gave us candy through our window?
I do
so
not
our
know.
window's wide open, right? We have a heater, kind of, and so we got our window wide open. So we're pretty cool, right? And so that was the city attorney, Mrs. Marceau.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, thank you.
Are we supposed to take
Butterfingers, Crunch?
Are we supposed to take candy from strangers, though? I don't know.
I don't know. All right. I'll vouch for her. She's not a stranger. All right. Scott with the punt and
Quentin Hall on the return.
Back to the football game. as
Because this is supper here, folks. We've got little Butterfingers
Right.
and Crunches and some Sour Patch Kids for Ken.
Well, it's a lollipop, so I can't
it is?
really eat that while I have a microphone next to my mouth. But hey, thank you. All right, so that's where the Warriors they're gonna start with their third possession of this opening round of this ball game. 20 seconds to go, first quarter. That's going to be Hoffman. He's going to have Williams with him along with the fullback. He gives it to Williams. Williams cuts it to the right, and he is met and stopped by 3 defenders for the Lynx.
Mackay Zocker's getting up off the bottom of the stack, so we'll give the credit to Mackay.
All right, and that's going to do it for the first quarter, and it's going to bring up a second down and about 8 as Williams gains 2 yards on that. And that's where we're going to end the first quarter. 7-0, your Lynx in this new season, the 2024 AAA playoffs in the state of South Dakota. Bob, you want to go over our Lynx TV sponsors again, because they are the reason we're able to do this tonight.
All right, our All-American sponsors are Alliance Communications, Aspen Ridge, Coca-Cola Bottling, the Chesterman Company, Midco Communications, Sanford Health, and Sioux Valley Energy. Our MVP sponsors are First Dakota National Bank, Rogers Plumbing and Heating, Sanford Health here in Brandon, and Sanford Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. And our champion sponsors are Alliance Communications, American Family Insurance, Josh Koob Agency, Brandon Ace Hardware, Brandon Lumber Company, Heartland Funeral Home, Horizon Pet Care, Quick Star, Sioux Falls Specialty Hospitals, Sunshine Food Stores, and Today's Family Dentistry. Thank you, sponsors, for making our game possible, and we all appreciate it. Go out and support these sponsors. Hey, just a couple of notes here, Ken, as we're still got the break. There's a couple other games going on tonight in the AAA. Earlier today out at Howard Wood Field, Sioux Falls Lincoln over Rapid City Central 44-0. And right now at the Harrisburg is taking on Sioux Falls Roosevelt. And with 2 minutes to go in the first, it's 21-6.
Hoffman coming out in the first quarter. 2 receivers to his right. He's going to motion his running back along with the wide receiver. There's nothing there for Williams. He does cut it to the outside, and he makes something out of nothing, and he gains about 3, maybe 4 yards. That's a great run by Williams because everything was bottled up in the middle there, and he cut it to the outside. It's going to bring up a third down and about 3 from the 39.
Yeah, we got to make sure our defensive ends and our outside linebackers are sealing off that edge because that's where he did it. He was bottled up on the inside. They did a great job, but he managed to bounce it to the outside because we didn't contain that near side edge.
3rd down and 3 from the 48, maybe 49-yard line. That's where Hoffman's going to try to connect on this 3rd down. Lynx defense is saying no. Heavy pressure. Looks like a hold. And the Warriors are going to be short. No, they are going to move the chains.
They gave a nice, healthy spot on that one.
I believe so. We'll see where the spot is here. They're going to say it is a 1st down, so that's going to be the Warriors' first down. It comes in the 2nd quarter at about 11 minutes to go as the Warriors' 1st down and 10 from the 42.
Yeah, the defense is playing very confident tonight, Ken. Even though they do not necessarily have all of their starters tonight, they're playing with a lot of confidence against the Washington team that, frankly, the first game of the year gave them everything that they wanted.
And they should be confident. They are a very good defense. Williams with a carry of about 2 yards on 1st down and 10. And that's where we're going to bring up 2nd down and 8 from the 44.
Although the defensive front line and linebackers do great, I still think the strength of this team is their secondary. And a lot of teams are just not wanting to throw the ball too bad down the field because they've intercepted a lot of passes this year.
So I'm going to add to that here in a moment after this play. Empty formation for Hoffman. He's got 2 receivers to his left. He's going to motion Williams back from the 2 receivers to his right. He's going to look to Williams. No, he's going to go on a crossing pattern. You could see that he wanted to go to Williams, or maybe that was a play fake to bring the defense to Williams, and he hit his target, number 18, Woods, on another 1st down for the Warriors at about the 42. So, Bob, you say the strengths in the secondary, right?
I think that's the place that the defenses want to stay away from.
You think so?
I think so.
Okay.
Now, Ken, you know I'm not a football guy. I'm just the guy with the big mouth that comes and talks to you by your side. But
you're a football guy now. You know that, right? You've been doing this for a little time now, right?
Yeah, just a smidge.
Okay. Hoffman back. 1st down and 10. Heavy pressure from Williams.
On the ground!
And it is going to be recovered, though, as Williams knocked the ball out of Hoffman's hands on that 1st down and 10. A big loss, though, as it's going to be a loss of about, let's see where they mark it. It's going to be about the 47-yard line. 2nd down and 17 from the 47.
What good pressure that forced Hoffman to get out and scramble, and he just kind of lost control of the ball there. And but good pressure by the outside linebacker, I think, Williams.
Hoffman, 2 receivers to his right. He motions the receiver from left to right and becomes a trip formation. It's going to be a legal formation, though, or false start, as I believe Hoffman was moving forward. So anytime you motion that receiver across the formation, it's not arena, right? You can't have a running start. And what I mean by that is going forward. He's got to stay level to his motion, and I believe that's what they're going to call. We'll see.
See what the White Hats tell us.
It's false start. It is a legal formation as that's what happened there. As number 6, that was Ewing, was coming in motion and presented himself as being on the line of scrimmage on that motion moving forward. 3rd down and 17 from the 40s. They're going to say 49-yard line. As I was wrong, I said 47 on 2nd down. Big defensive play. They're about at the 50. That's the Warriors. Hoffman, Williams. They're going to run, and he's going to be stopped right there by number 27. That's going to be your outside linebacker, Gray, on the stop with a gain. Williams a gain of about 3 yards. Brings up big 4th down and a mile. And that's where the Warriors offense stays on the field.
Well, you got to remember, their quarterback also kicks. He punts for them.
That is true.
But
Hoffman.
maybe they got to go for it. Maybe they feel like they're necessary. But I think he's going to quick kick.
You're right. He stepped back.
Oh, hit it off the player, and it's caught
it's
in
not
the air.
Gonna work, as that's going to be taken by Gray, and Gray with a big stop on Williams a play before. He takes that one, and that's not going to be Gray. I'm sorry, that's going to be Jelima, the one of the safeties for the Lynx, and it actually bounced off one of the offensive linemen, the punt, and it was just a little squib kick then. It went right to Jelima sitting there. First down, Lynx. Great field position at about the 26, and that's where Knutsen's going to start with the offense with, actually, it's going to be Veskerna with him. Two receivers to his right. That's going to be Timmer along shaded to him. That's going to be Delaney motioning from right to left. Veskerna. Big gain, and
here comes the offensive lineman to get a few more yards. I like it. I like the push.
You like that is you don't have a lineman. Okay, a lot of times linemen, especially in high school, after the play leaves them, that's going to be Gus Scott, sorry, on the carry, not Veskerna, but it's going to bring up a second down and 1. But a lot of times it's called, we're going to stand here and watch you. Well, this offensive line doesn't do that. They keep moving, and when their running back is still up in the pile, they're pushing it. Knutsen, second down and 1. He's going to throw. He finds his receiver. I believe he's going to be brought down at the 1. That's going to be Welch again with a big reception over the middle, the tight end, and it's a first down and goal from the 1. Hurry up offense from Knutsen. He's under center. No, he's going to go back into the pistol. He's got Timmer along with Veskerna right behind him. It may be Scott instead of Veskerna. It is Scott, and Scott finds the end zone. Both running backs scoring in the first half. Veskerna with the first score in the first quarter, and Scott finds the end zone in the second quarter. 13-0 Lynx.
Yeah, that was just some power football, Ken. They get up there, they push forward, the running back kind of goes up, sees where the hole is, and bops through and gets that extra yard. Just good fundamental football by the Lynx tonight.
As Mitzel's coming on for the extra point, 13-0, as Welch with a big reception down to the 1 set up that run and touchdown by Scott, and the extra point is good. It is now a 14-0 ball game. 6:24 to go, first half. It's all Lynx.
Yeah, that was just a good. I was going to go back to that punt that Lincoln. Holy cow! That Washington had. The defensive line got so much push on the offensive line that it backed him into the punting area, and when the punt came off his foot, it went off his offensive lineman, and Jelima caught it and did an excellent return, by the way.
Absolutely. Touchdowns by both running backs this evening to start this contest. As Bob talked about the defense, right? Nobody wants to throw on them. Well, I have a different opinion about it. The secondary benefits from the front 6 to 7 on stopping the run. Nobody runs on this team, right? So when you're forced to pass, your secondary becomes even easier. You're able to blitz, you're able to put pressure on. The secondary is really good, right? But defense, really great defenses start up the middle, Bob. That's why you see a lot of bouncing out. Everything's clogged up, right?
Yep, I would agree.
There is the kick by Scott coming off the touchdown, and there is a return up to right at the 30-yard line. Warriors are going to start their second possession of the second quarter right there.
Yep, it was Nate Day on the return. Did a nice job, got some positive yards on the return. But I always
hats off to you, though. I mean, I'll tell you, Bob. So the secondary is really good, right? That defense as a whole is super good. There's no holes.
They play as one.
There's zero holes.
They play as one there. I would totally agree.
Williams. 2 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. He's got Williams with him. Williams has seen a lot of carries early in this ball game. Beautiful pass by Hoffman.
Ooh, nice recovery.
Better
nice
play
recovery
by
back there.
Pudwell. We talked about Pudwell, right? We know on punt returns and stuff early in the season that he was effective, but he's been a really good corner. Also, we saw in the first quarter he broke up that pass over the middle, and he just recovered on that closing speed because the receiver was open, right? Had him by about a step and a half,
yep.
and it was a good ball by Hoffman, yep. But Pudwell that closing speed recovered.
He almost needed to put just a bit more air on the ball, but there was a closing speed was tremendous.
Hoffman, second down, he's got an empty formation. He's got a bunch of receivers to his left. Heavy pressure. He goes over the middle. Beautiful pass and an even better catch by number 5, Warren. He crosses the 50 all the way down to about the 45-yard line, and that's where the Warriors are going to start first down and 10 with 6 minutes to go, first half.
So, yeah, he kind of went out and found kind of a soft spot in that zone in the middle there, and just a great throw by Hoffman to find him. So, again, we're going to see if they can continue to do that. It's okay to do that occasionally because the defense is going to help you pick you up, but that was a great play.
Williams, carry on first down. He's going to gain 2 yards. It seems like he's gained a lot of 2 yards, right, in this ball game?
Yeah.
And he's going to pick up 2 yards. Second down and 8.
Gunner Swift on the tackle there.
Interesting. No timeouts have been called by either team. They both have 3. And why I point that out, we're about at that timeout mark where the teams will start using them. Lynx use it to save some clock to get the possession back and try to score before halftime. And the Warriors using it to make sure this series becomes fruitful for them. Heavy pressure by Swift. They blitz him up the middle as Hoffman is going to complete the pass.
No good. The near side official waved it off there.
Yeah, it was intended for number 17 for the Warriors, and that is, well, let's see here.
Number 17?
Baltzer.
Yep, Jake Baltzer.
Jake Baltzer.
That probably wasn't the worst incompletion there because he might have lost yardage on that play because he was coming back towards the line of scrimmage. By the way, you're speaking of timeouts. Is timeout washed?
Yeah, this is where they start calling them because it's important, right? You have importance in the time clock, but you also have importance on your play call. Here's the other thing, Bob, is that when you stop the clock, okay, the clock was stopped with the incomplete pass. It was already stopped, and now that's telling you that the coaching staff wants to try to get it right on the opposite field. Okay, the Warriors. But the other thing, what you're doing, you kind of play in, and this is coach thinking, right? Is that do I give the Lynx a healthy clock before halftime to put it to a 3-score game? Because once you get to 3-score game, it becomes really difficult, right? 2-score games are a lot easier than a 3-score game, obviously. So the Lynx like that. They in their pocket, they still have 3 timeouts, 4:52 to go. I'm surprised that we're not getting a heavy run. You talked about Hoffman, right, being able to run the ball. It surprises me that they don't try to get him outside the pocket and really utilize his legs and try to run the ball and drive this clock down. Third down and 8. Lynx fans coming to their feet. Hoffman, he's going to give it to Williams, and they do roll Hoffman out. He's going to find his receiver. Incomplete, though. It is dropped by number 6, Ewing. A good pass, though, as you could see.
Hit him right in the hands.
You can see Hoffman has a strong arm, right? And rolling him out, it doesn't seem like he's a really, really true pocket passer, as I believe they're going to go for it. No, the punting formation is on. That's going to be a new punter. That's going to be 5, Warren back.
Yep. As
you can see, that's Pudwell deep at about the 20 to the right of your screen. and heavy pressure, and there's a very good punt as Pudwell calls for the fair catch. I talked about healthy clock, right? You can see on the bottom of your screen, folks, there's 4:40 to go, but truly that's about 8 minutes to go because there's 3 timeouts that the Lynx have in their pocket.
And the Lynx get the ball to come out the second half. So they could be potentially, if they get a score here and they score on the first possession, all of a sudden you got a 4-score game.
Yeah, coaches have such a hard job, and what I mean is managing a game, and especially from the head coaching position, is manage the game, managing that clock, understanding what can happen. Knutson, quick pass to Delaney. Delaney's got a great block by Melcher, and he's going to gain the first down, I believe. He does. He moves the chains. First down, Lynx.
Yeah, that was just a good, safe out throw. Got some yards after the catch. And they're not moving now. The Lynx are going backwards.
Holding number 11. So I talked about a great block. It's another hold by Melcher. We saw that in the first quarter, too, as they try to really get Delaney out of the slot position and the 2 receivers set to the right or left. And Melcher, I believe, is a very good blocker also. And that's 2 holds on him, so we'll see what they do going forward. Melcher wide to Knutson's left. He motions Delaney. They give it to Delaney on that quick pitch. Melcher with a big block again, and he follows Veskerna. That's going to be Delaney. He finds a hole across the 50, 40, down to the 30, and brought down out of bounds at the 29-yard line. No laundry on the field. First down, Lynx. And we just talked about Melcher. What a block.
It was. And the other person who threw a block was Madden Timmer. He came down, and that guy did nothing but go backwards about 3 or 4 yards.
Yeah, and then you had Veskerna right in front of Delaney on that end around. It worked. Big gain. Huge gain, I should say, with 4:32 to go. In this first half, Lynx are driving. Veskerna right behind Knutson with Timmer. And there's going to be a give to Veskerna. Breaks a tackle, gets outside the numbers.
Ooh.
And
boy, he did a heck of an effort to not lose yardage.
He did, and it's going to be actually a gain of 1.
But he was kind of caught about 3 or 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage and did a great job to maintain his balance to get that yard.
And that's okay. You know, everybody says, well, what are they doing? You need to run the ball, right? You want to.
That's your identity.
Now we're talking about the Lynx side of the ball. They trust their defense, right? But you don't want to give the Warriors any time on that clock. You want that zeros as you move into halftime. Knutson, heavy pressure. He rolls to his right, breaks it, and he's going to gain about maybe 1 yard. And that's where he's going to be brought down. And
so somebody's pretty excited. Was there a fumble?
I believe it is. As we were watching the sideline, weren't you? You saw all the coaches. I saw. Yeah, the Warriors jumping.
I didn't see a beanbaggy come in, so I didn't think fumble.
So second turnover by your Lynx offense. We saw an interception in the end zone earlier in the first quarter, and now a fumble by Knutson. It's going to bring up a first down and 10 from the 26-yard line as Knutson was just fighting for yards there. Hoffman has 2 timeouts in their pocket. That's going to be the Warriors. First down and 10 from the 26. Hoffman, bunch package. He motions Williams all the way to his left. They give it to Williams. He's going to be brought down and stuffed.
Wow, there's like 3 or 4 guys right there that was waiting for him in the hole.
Going to bring up a second down and more than 10. It's going to be second down and 12 from the 24. That's why I say, Bob, how good are we at stopping the run? When it forces somebody, when the Lynx have had the privilege in their passing game, right? And are their third downs to be like 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4? When you go to 3rd and 10, you're into a passing situation. Your secondary knows it, and it's even easier to defend. Hoffman on second down. He's going to use his legs, and he's going to be
fumble! It's on the carpet. I think we got it.
And the
Lynx have it.
The Warriors hand it back
But
to the Lynx.
He got tackled from behind, and they were very aggressive as he was making the cut, and got him from behind and surprised him and knocked that ball out forward. What a good job for the defense to pick up the offense. Now we just need Knutson to come in, shake off that effort play that he was trying to make, and let's make something happen here with the last 2:47 of this half.
How many times have you seen back-to-back series with each team, the quarterback fumbling the ball and a turnover on downs? Not many times.
Not many times.
Consecutive. As Knutson, pistol, Timmer to his right, Veshkerna. He's got Melcher to his left. He's going to be brought down. That's going to be Veshkerna with a no gain.
Yeah, Xander Item on the tackle.
And we haven't seen the big runs from Veshkerna so far in this ball game, as we know that Lynx offensive line, when they stay true to what they do, the defense kind of gets worn down a little bit. And remember, we're in the second quarter. We've seen one big run, and that was an end around by Delaney. As you can see, Timmer motioning from left to right. Veshkerna, play action, Knutson. He's got his wide receiver wide open.
He's got wide open over there.
Delaney, and it's going to be a touchdown from Knutson to Delaney. As everybody, I was watching Melcher come across the formation in the end zone. Delaney just stuck there.
He had to wave his arms to get his attention because he was that wide open. There wasn't anybody within 10 yards.
Yeah, three defenders.
For a Division I receiver, by the way.
Yeah, three receivers go from right to left. I would like to watch that replay to see because here's the thing. We'll talk about this after this extra point from Mitzel as the Lynx go up 20-0 on their third touchdown of this first half from Knutson to Delaney. So, and it's good. Mitzel is 3 for 3 tonight on extra points. 21-0, 2:01 to go. First half, Lynx all over the Warriors right now in the 11 AAA opening round of the playoffs in here in South Dakota. So, Bob, formation-wise, I would draw it, so it makes it easier for me. So you had Delaney, right? And I'm actually drawing on a piece of paper here, folks. So Delaney was on the left of the formation, right? The bottom of your screen.
Yep.
Okay. Melcher was far right. Okay. The design was perfect by Coach Zur and the offensive staff. They bring Melcher from the top of your screen, folks, okay, and they bring him across the formation in the end zone. They bring him all the way from right to left, right? From outside the numbers all the way to the right to left. Delaney pauses, okay, and he actually sneaks out here.
He acts like he's not part of the play, so he's just kind of hanging out.
From left to right and sits at the numbers out by the 20, and there you have it.
Yeah, and like I said, he was so wide open he had to wave his arms above his head to get the attention of the quarterback.
Great play call. That's a beautiful play call, right? That's next level play calling and formation wise and setting up your offense, right? Because they didn't think Delaney was doing anything on that but blocking. He's tight to the formation. He's almost a tight end or an H-back, right? And he pauses, lets everything clear out. Everybody's following the one receiver that's on the route. And they just sneak him over there.
Yeah, it was good
Beautiful.
Good play call, but importantly, excellent execution.
Absolutely. Hoffman, first down and 10. He motions his receiver. He gives it to Williams, though. Williams is going to gain 1 yard. And that's going to be a timeout. I believe the Lynx are going to take a timeout.
Yeah, the linebackers are doing a great job of filling the holes and making them try to bounce to the outside. But you got to like how they're playing. Just an excellent, very sound, fundamental game tonight thus far.
You like that drawing?
It is. That's quite impressive, Ken. You know, you guys should be able to see this. We might be able to put a frame on this and put that at your house.
There's 3 lines. I'm just painting the picture for you folks. There's an X. There's a 0.
Yes.
So you knew which receiver it was, right?
Well, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
Pretty good, huh?
Yeah, that's excellent. That's
21-0. Under 2 minutes to go. First half. 1:48 on the clock. Lynx take their first timeout. They have 2 more. They want the ball back. They want to put more points on the board, and I love the aggressiveness from this Lynx coaching staff. Second down and 9 from the 36-yard line. They trust that defense big time as Hoffman, 3 receivers to his left, no receiver to his right. He gives it to Williams. They want to drain the clock, and that's where the Lynx are going to take their second timeout, guaranteed, as Coach Christensen was right there by the side judge. Timeout. Lynx, they take their second. One that only took 5 seconds off the clock. 1:43, 3rd and 4 from there.
Yeah, that again, good, solid, good fundamental defense. I thought for sure maybe that Washington was going to take a shot down the field right before half here, but you do got a 3rd and 4 here, so it'll be interesting to see what they're willing to try.
They want to go into halftime. They don't want anything to do with this first half anymore.
Yeah, they want to regroup.
Right. And I don't blame them. But one thing, if you do put the ball in the air, Bob,
Stops the clock.
Right.
If it's incomplete, it stops the clock.
Right.
But they've had their people downfield that have gotten open, but it's the closing speed of the folks that are covering those folks that have been making up the difference and knocking those passes down. They've had one or two in the deep zone where they've completed, but other than that, the defense has been playing very well.
Hoffman, 3rd down and about 4 yards. Lynx defense looking to hold. They heavy blitz, and number 27 is right there, the outside linebacker, Gray. 3rd timeout called here. 4th down is the most important part, and you looked at 5 seconds went off that play also. 1:38 to go.
Yeah, that's good. The coaches have a plan. They want to see if they can get a score right before the half, and they get the ball to start the second half to hopefully put some distance between them and the Warriors.
So it's going to bring up a 4th down in about 4. I don't believe there was a yard gain there.
Nope, I don't think there was either.
Lynx have no more timeouts. They have to watch for the fake, though. Now,
Yeah, because
I to me, I wouldn't fake it. I need to try to put my defense in a better position. You don't get the fake, you don't get the first down.
well,
You give them really good field position.
well, the quarterback Hoffman is not in there punting this time, and
Number
so it's
5,
Owen Warren.
Yep. As you can see, Delaney and Pudwell back deep for the Lynx at about the 35 on the right of your screen. Warren gets it off, across the 50, and Pudwell's going to take that fair catch right there at about the 38-yard line. Lynx are going to start with the possession on this possession at about the 37-yard line. 1:32 to go, as you can see on your screen, folks. 21-0. Your Lynx trying to put more points on the board here. Knutson. Melcher to his left. He's got 2 receivers to his right. That's going to be Mueller and Delaney. Knutson. Great pocket. Finds Mueller. And it would have been intercepted, but
nice
Mueller became the defender there and broke it up.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. He did a good job of knocking that ball away when he knew that he wasn't going to be able to catch it. But no, that wasn't a bad play call. But a great job on the receiver by knocking that ball away.
I know they want to hit the deep ball, right? But you don't need to. Remember, moving the chain stops the clock in high school. Remember that Welch has 2 receptions from the tight end position. You can see him at the bottom of the formation. There goes Melcher, and that's going to be Delaney with him to the right with Mueller to the left. They go to Delaney, and he breaks a tackle. Try to get out of bounds, and he
Oh, flag on the play. 2 flags.
Does.
One by the back judge and one by the judge that was off to the side there as the ball was going out of bounds, or as the player was going out of bounds. We'll have to see what they have to say.
I didn't know that. So, yeah, anyways. I didn't know flies were still alive at this time of the year.
Yeah. They are if they're inside.
Sorry. Sorry.
That was Ken's version of squirrel.
Yeah.
So now let's see what the officials have to say.
Absolutely. So they've told Melcher, you're going to block a lot tonight, right? And that's what he's done. He was a little aggressive on that one. And you never want to take the aggressiveness away from the player or the kid. And so...
But they did get the first down.
Yep, we live to play another play. And yes, Knutsen's going to start first down and 10 from the 34. 2 receivers to Knutsen's left. Play action to Scott. Sets up the screen to Scott. Scott with a great cut. He's going to cut it outside. Does he find an opening? He does. He doesn't gain the first down, so the clock is going to continue.
The far judge says maybe he does. Well, he backed off a yard. He gained 9.
So it's going to be a pretty good, healthy gain off that screen pass under a minute. Lynx have to hurry here. They need to get this first down to stop the clock or get out of bounds. Delaney does get out of bounds and stops the clock. You don't want to wind the clock because the side judge wanted to, but you are not. Once they are set.
It's still running, though.
Once they are set, right at 46. Now we're at 40. Knutsen, 2 receivers to his right. He drops back. And stoppage of play as our head official threw the flag. False start on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Lynx with a false start. 36 seconds to go. It'll be interesting to see where they go with it. Melcher. Knutsen's left. They wind the clock. They're going to go to him. And he looked at the sideline. You could see him look at the sideline to see where he was at. It's going to be incomplete. That does stop the clock. And 30 seconds brings up a second down and 15.
Yeah, he didn't
Interesting,
watch the ball.
Interesting to see, Bob. So they're really, really doing a good job. And what I'm talking about, the Warriors outside the hashes. They're covering outside the hashes really good. Those little dots out in the middle of the field there, outside of them to the sideline. That it'll be interesting to see if the coaching staff sees that the middle of the field's open.
Yes.
There's a screen. That's Scott. And it's going to be a carry off the pass from Knutsen. And it's going to drive the ball all the way up to about the 44. Knutsen. There's a flag. It's going to be false start again from the side judge on the far side.
Yeah, definitely a false start there, but it was a good play design. He got some good yards after the catch, but the defense might have slowed down because they saw the flag there.
And you've seen 2 false starts, right? And everybody's in a hurry, okay? And one thing you got to talk about with your players is that I understand we're in a hurry-up mode, but you also have to be disciplined inside the hurry-up mode, right?
Yes.
Because negative plays are negative plays. Negative yards come from those penalties, right? And you really put yourself in a bad situation where you want to get the score. You want the momentum. The momentum is on the Lynx, but you want even more momentum from a coaching staff. That's what you want. As Knutsen's going to come out of the huddle, shotgun formation, 3 receivers to his right. They give it to Scott and more, and he busts a tackle across the 40, and unfortunately the time on the clock hits 0. As a big play from Scott. That's going to do it for the first half. Your Lynx on top of the Warriors on this 11 AAA matchup in the state of South Dakota on the opening Thursday evening, on a Halloween evening in the playoffs here in the Metro Conference in 11 AAA. Lynx on top, 21-0.
You know, they played a pretty good first half. You kind of look at the last series, and there was a little bit of sloppiness going on because they're getting a situation where they're not typically used to doing that. It's kind of tough to mimic that in practice and get to where you're doing that. So that's why you're getting the false starts, because you're trying to hurry up and wait, get set, and go. But you know what? We've got a 3-touchdown lead at this point in time. They've played a pretty good half of football. Brandon gets the ball, start the second half. Hopefully they can put together a drive where they're more in a rhythm and more in a system, and see where that takes us in the second half. But it's a good-looking first half to start with, Ken.
It was. It started off slow, Bob, but now they've built a little momentum. The Lynx have done some uncure. This team doesn't turn the ball over a lot, right? And so 2 turnovers to me is surprising, and I think a lot of that is to do the playoffs become more energy, right? Your regular season, you've had some big games during the season, right? That brought you energy, but the playoffs are a different energy, right? Because if you don't win, you're done, right? There's no consolation to it.
You win, you go home.
And so sometimes that becomes your team becomes a little bit forceful in things like the extra yards, right, from Knutson.
Trying to make that little extra bit happen.
That pass from Knutson, maybe Knutson doesn't make that throw in another game, right, because he wants to put points on the board early, and he wants to make sure that the W's are the W, and we move on to the semis, right? And so right now, tell us what we have coming onto the field, Bob.
Well, I think we're going to have the introductions of a state championship dance team.
Awesome. Congratulations.
They went to the state competition, and Bob Logan is going to be introducing our members of the team.
And we'll be silent for that, and here they are. All right, welcome back. As congratulations to the dance team as they were champions, and you heard the voice of the Lynx for a long, long time in this city, in this school. The voice of the Lynx, he just introduced them over the PA system, and I have the pleasure this evening at halftime to bring Bob Logan, the voice of the Lynx. Am I correct?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, that's. That's what everybody has
that's what
claimed, and I agree with them. Right?
That's what they call me.
And so Bob's going to talk about a little bit about the Lynx football team and kind of lead you into a little bit of football talk here. Welcome, Bob.
Thank you, Ken. And it's kind of interesting. Everybody asked me in August when I see him at Sunshine, hey, how's the football team going to be this year? And I said, we got some key players. We got some really good, skilled people, and I always say, with our coaching staff, we're going to be there at the end of the year. Did I think that we would be 9-0? Probably not with a competitive AAA schedule, but the kids have just played good, and they've just, we have some really skilled players, like I said before, and it's the best coaching staff in South Dakota, and they just have played great. I missed that Harrisburg game. I had a wedding I had to go to, but that was just a terrific win for Brandon Valley football.
It was, and you talked about preseason, right? And you look at rankings, and everybody puts out the rankings, and the Lynx, they're in the top 4, right? And they end up at, I call this a two-season season, if that's what you want to call it. As you have the regular season, now you have the new season. Everybody starts 0-0, and you have the number 1 seed, right? You got home field advantage until you get to the championship game, and so you talked about, Bob, as a complete team, right? Your offense, your defense, your special teams, and the biggest thing that you talked about just a moment ago, I believe, was the coaching staff. The coaching staff, what they do with these kids and preparing them on and off the field is second to none.
Right. And I think it's a little bit different this year because we've had some injuries. I think in the last few years, we have been injury-free, really. And we're deeper now. I think we don't have a lot of kids that play both ways, but we have had injuries this year, and we've had a couple kids out tonight, and they've just the next guy up has responded and has played very well. Last week at Howard Wood, I was thinking that was going to be really a tough game against Jefferson, but they had some miscues there, and but we just played really well on the road. But we've had injuries, and when you play 9 games in this AAA football, you're going to have some, and people that are ready to go on the sideline, they played very well.
Yeah, and think about this for a moment, Bob. Is you've been doing this for a long time, right? You've seen a lot of football, not just on this field, but the grass field, right?
Right.
And so
I miss that grass field.
Yeah, absolutely. And so one thing about the offense is averaging 38 points per game. Okay, but let's talk about their defense, right? Averaging under 5 points per game. That's unheard of. I've never heard of that in football, and since I've known football, and so that's Bob and I were talking about Bob Arnold. We're talking about the strength of the defense. I think the defense as a whole is a strength.
Right. Yeah, I think this year our cornerbacks, our safeties, they're a little bit taller, and they're gritty guys, and they're well coached, and they have really probably made more difference in our defense than any part of the defense. But we have some linebackers. Gunnar Swift, man, he is everywhere, and he can make some great plays. But yeah, and it's Coach C is a defensive guy, and he leads that group. But you're right. I think the defensive backs, but I don't ever remember a team, years ago when we had games here, Sumner played or Marshall, the games got over at 10:30 because we had 60 passes. A little bit different team this year where we run the ball a lot. We can throw the ball with Delaney, but our defense wins championships, and we have a great defensive unit.
And it starts up front, right? You have a great offensive line, a really good offensive line. The Lynx are known for a big offensive line, but this Lynx offensive line is not as big. I think it's a little more athletic, right? Because they pull a lot. You can see the guards pull in and stuff like that. But defensively, too, it starts up front. Okay, we see a lot of like Zacher and stuff like they're making plays behind the line of scrimmage. And you talked about Swift in the back as the middle linebacker, Gunner Swift, number 10. As remember, in the beginning of the season, he was a defensive end. They
Right.
brought him back to that middle linebacker, and it's made even a better difference for that defense.
Right, yeah. They've been fun to watch. It's been a great year. Looking forward. This game is not won yet, but we're ahead 21-0, and next week will be be another challenge for us. Hopefully, it'll be a little bit warmer, but it's a beautiful night.
It
to play
is.
football.
It's football weather, right?
Right.
And like the last home game, we had a little bit of rain. It just all of a sudden came out, right? And it was a big turning point in that ball game. All of a sudden, it started raining a little bit, and it kind of helped us. And whatever above us is looking over us.
Right.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. Exactly. Next week we got a couple big volleyball games. Our girls are I think they're seeded 9th right now. We need a home game. Always helps. They went on the road last year and won up in Huron to get in the state tournament. They were kind of, we almost beat Washington. We should have beat them a couple weeks ago. So we're one of the better teams. So we just need a little help. Next week we need a couple wins against Huron and Mitchell and hopefully get that 8th seed and get a home game. But cross-country girls last week got 2nd in the state. I think the boys got 5th, so they had a good showing there. But the fall sports are winding down a little bit. I love basketball. I don't like winter, but we got to take that with basketball. So
yeah, absolutely. So anytime you come to this football field, okay, and anytime you come into that gymnasium and you watch a volleyball game or you're watching the basketball games, the girls and boys, this is the voice that you hear, not my voice, the voice on the other microphone, and he does a tremendous job. He's well known. He is the voice of the Lynx, and everybody loves that voice, and you do a tremendous job.
Thank you,
Bob.
thank you.
And so
pretty good for a guy from Agar that didn't have English, huh?
So as we're winding down, I know the teams they'll probably reset the clock just to give them a little more time.
Yeah, I think they'll add 3 minutes once it goes to 0.
But you said it perfect, Bob, that walking into this football season, the expectation wasn't huge, right? And now all of a sudden in the second part of this season, it's huge. You're the number 1 seed, and you've earned it.
Yeah. Without a doubt, we just played really good football this year.
Yeah, and so Bob Arnold's pointing something out on a piece of paper.
I asked Coach Christensen, I said, when's the last time we had a regular season undefeated team? And it was in 2008, and then we got beat in the semifinals to get to the Dome, and then the last full season where we were undefeated was that 1979 team. Which I think just got inducted into the Athletic Hall of Fame. That team probably started football, really, as we know it as Brandon Valley. That team was tremendous. And, if you think of the 80s teams, 83 and 85, they watched the 79 team, and that's really kick-started Brandon Valley football to where it is, today. You
just heard a history lesson from Bob Arnold. It's not only do you hear the voice of Mr. Arnold as the PA, you can hear some history also because he's been here a while and has done this for a long, long time. It's a pleasure, Bob, always when you step into our studio from your studio, right? And we're able to do this together, and it's and
the heaters are working good tonight.
Yeah, there is
nice.
A little bit of heat here, a little bit, and that's why I chose to be on the left side, right? I mean, you need that heat, but
I think I was here in 1996, maybe. We played O'Gorman here. It was snowing like crazy on Halloween, and it was miserable. But tonight's a beautiful night for football.
Yeah, and the community supports, and that's the big thing about Brandon is the community support, right? And the school system's tremendous, as we all know. And hats off to the community and everybody that's involved that makes Lynx, I say as a whole, and I'm not going to say sports, I'm not going to say any, as a whole, a beautiful thing.
Right, yeah. It's an awesome community to live in.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, sounds good. Thank you.
You bet. All right. Well, thanks, Bob Arnold. Or I almost said Bob Arnold. I did say it. Thanks, Bob Logan. And that was actually the PA announcer, the longtime PA announcer, folks. If you were just tuning in, if you went and got a pop or whatever you did, that's the actual PA announcer for your Lynx, the voice of the Lynx, Bob Logan. Thank you, Bob. That was a great interview, talking just sports, right? We were just talking sports, a lot of football, but a little bit of dabbing into other things. The Lynx way, that's what they call it here in Brandon, and it's true. The Lynx way is the positive way in life, and life lessons. What happens on the football field is not, we all see between the white lines, but it's really what happens outside the white lines that means everything, Bob.
Absolutely. And I think, and I was talking to Bob earlier today, I thought he said that he's been the public address announcer for the Lynx for 23 years.
23 years.
And I think, if I'm not mistaken, did he not get inducted into the Lynx Hall of Fame this past year?
He did, absolutely. And so congratulations. I should have mentioned that, and but I didn't. Sorry, Bob, but congratulations. So we have a ball game here, 21-0. Lynx coming into this Thursday evening. It is Halloween, and you can see like people are dressed up. I didn't think that people were dressed up just normally like that, and so I remembered it was Halloween. I remember my kids are out probably 13 and 12 years old. They're probably not really trick-or-treating. I have no idea what they're doing. Their mom does, and that's the most important part, right? And so if you are done trick-or-treating and you're just watching it coming in or to the ball game, or you're tuning in on channel 226 on the Lions channel, cable television, or Lynx TV YouTube, welcome. And I hope your trick-or-treating or whatever you were doing on this Halloween evening was great. Welcome. And if you tuned in to the first half, it was all Lynx. It was started real slow for both teams, and it was kind of methodically going back and forth. And then the Lynx broke it open with a Vashkirna touchdown run. And then they broke it up open even more, brought it to 14-0 with a Gus Scott run, the kind of two-headed monster that the Lynx have in the backfield with Timmer. I should say a three-headed monster with Timmer, the fullback, back there. And that kicked it off to 14-0. And then a big touchdown pass from Knutson to Delaney made it a 21-0 ball game. This is the opening round of the 2024 AAA playoffs here in Brandon, South Dakota.
And it looks like we're just getting ready to get kicked off for the second half. But a couple other scores. Lincoln beat Rapid City Central 44-0. Harrisburg is up over Roosevelt 35-6, and right now, with about 2 minutes to go in the first, Sioux Falls Jefferson is up over O'Gorman 7-0.
All right, we're about to kick off this second half as the kicker for the Warriors will be Dauberpool. It's going to be his first kick of this ball game. And back deep is going to be Delaney and Pudwell for your Lynx. It is a booming kick by Dauberpool down to about the 5. That's where Pudwell's going to take it. Let's see if special teams plays a big part. That was a big hit.
By number 21, J.J. Chol. So he stopped it right in his tracks.
So my wife just texted me and she said, the kid, she must be listening. Okay, so the kids are up in the bluffs and they're trick or treating, I guess, or something. So I do know they are.
There you go. Well, there you have it.
Yeah. I don't really have to worry about them. All right. So Lynx are going to start on their offensive possession, their first possession of the second half with Knutson in the backfield with Vashkirna. They're going to go to Melcher right away, and he's going to be brought down at about the 25-yard line. That's going to be a gain of about 4 yards, brings up a second down and 6 right at the 25.
You know, those are a nice, safe pass play to kind of loosen up the defense a little bit. Again, not much that you can do to defend on those, especially with as far back as the secondary is playing off of those outside receivers.
2 receivers to Knutsen's left. He has Timmer with him. Also with Vashkirna right behind him. And play action, they go to Delaney. He is going to gain about 5 yards. And that's going to bring the ball up to right at the 30-yard line. And it's going to be a 3rd down and 1. Lynx are hurrying up to the line of scrimmage. Knutsen, pistol formation. He's got Delaney with him. Direct snap again to Vashkirna. We've seen a host of that, a lot of that, I should say, when it's 3rd down and very short. There is a direct snap to Vashkirna.
You know, you don't risk a fumble on a handoff. You just got to hope that they catch it. And with the offensive line, the push that they're getting, they're 2 or 3 yards up the field by the time he gets the ball. So.
1st down and 10 for the Lynx from the 35-yard line. Lynx already picking up their 1st down already in this 3rd quarter, early in the 2nd half. Knutsen, play action. He's going to run. He's going to go out to the left. He goes off past the numbers, brings it out of bounds. First, he picked up the 1st down and gained about 3 yards. Bringing the ball up all the way up to the 47-yard line. We're moving the chains. That's the most important part. 10:22 to go, 3rd quarter.
You know, the quarterback definitely has some speed for Brandon, but there's no sense on him taking those unnecessary hits. So when you can get a run like that and pick up, say, 14 yards without even taking a hit on him, that just makes you wonder, okay, that's another dimension that the defense has got to try to figure out and solve for.
Delaney, Melcher, Knutsen. Another run by Knutsen. He's going to slide. Beautiful play by Knutsen. Doesn't want to take a hit. You just talked about it. And he's going to bring it across the 50. Ooh. Well, they're going to say no, he did not. And
well, that's where his slide ended up with, but they got to take it where he initiates the slide. And evidently that was the 49-yard line.
So 49-yard line, that's where the Lynx are going to start. 2nd down and 8 from right there.
All right, so interesting to see what they do. Do they take a shot down the field here a little bit, or do they just continue to push the ball and march it down the field with the run game?
Action. To Vashkirna, and he breaks a tackle, goes over the 50, all the way down to about the 41-yard line, 42-yard line, they'll say. That's going to move the chains as the side judge winds the clock. 9:35 to go. Lynx are moving.
How about the 37, Ken? Will we take an extra 5 just because? I think we will.
Sure. 37-yard line.
I like that. It's closer.
Yeah, well, the big board says 42. I looked at the big board because I'm a little farther to the left. Now it says 37.
They must have heard me.
Yeah, 1st and 10 from the 37. Delaney with the end around again. He cuts up this time, and he's going to gain about 3, maybe 4 yards. And that's going to bring up a now 2nd down. Sorry, it's going to be a gain of 6 yards on that 1st down. 8:50 to go.
Yeah, they're doing a good job of just trying to get the ball in the hands of the playmakers and seeing what they can do. I know they stopped it the first time, but the last couple of times it's been gaining some yards on them. So just give them something to think about.
2nd down and 3. That was a gain of 7 by Delaney. From the 30-yard line, that's going to be Knutsen. He has Melcher deep. Nobody's there.
Flag
Great
on the play.
Catch.
Flag on the play.
And we'll see if
it's coming
it
from
is
the
a
white hat.
Holding call. And it was a beautiful catch by Melcher. They call that a high point, Bob. Holding.
Well, I think from number 68, it looks like that is Cal Weiss on the hold there. Frankly, I didn't see it because from where he threw it, I didn't see any offensive linemen there, but clearly they must have saw something that they didn't like.
from about 20 yards away. It was a holding call. We're good. And second down and 13 from right at the 40. 8:24 to go. Third quarter. Lynx up 21-0. Knutson shuffles his formation. Drops back. He's got Veshkernad, takes a big hit in the backfield right as he was releasing the ball. It's going to bring up a third down now and 13. This is 4-down territory for this Lynx offense, as we know, and they cross the 50. And so let's see if they really treat this as a manageable third down. And what I mean by that is maybe run the ball, get some positive yards, manage it, and then you go into fourth down. We'll see what they do. Two running backs to Knutson's right and left. They go to Delaney. Quick screen. He breaks it open. Does he gain the first down? No, but it's a big gain on third down on that underneath the screen. It's going to be a gain of about 9 yards. It's going to bring up now fourth down and 4 from the 31.
A little more manageable than where we got with the 3rd and 12.
That's kind of like an extended run, though, Bob.
It is,
right?
absolutely.
A little screen underneath. Beautiful play call. Fourth down. Big down for the Lynx as they're going to motion their two tight ends. That's Dowd and Welch. Play action. They have Delaney open, and he high points it. Touchdown! As it was underthrown, and Delaney just reached over the defender, made the catch. His second touchdown of this evening, 27-0.
You know, they had almost the identical play the last home game we had, except for the defender wrestled it away from the receiver in the end zone, and they called it an interception. This time, Delaney reached over and powered it away from the defensive back for the touchdown.
27-0 as Mitchell is coming on for the fourth extra point of this ball game attempt. And he is set. 7:34 to go. It is up. And good for the fourth time this evening. Mitchell connects on the extra point. 28-0. Lynx all over the Warriors. Let's talk about the Lynx TV sponsors since we didn't really get to talk about them at halftime. We had a lot going on, Bob, at halftime.
We did. We've got the Lynx All-American sponsors are Alliance Communications, Aspen Ridge, Coca-Cola Bottling Chesterman Company, Midco Communications, Sanford Health, and Sioux Valley Energy. The Lynx MVP sponsors are First Dakota National Bank, Rogers Plumbing and Heating, Sanford Health Brandon, and Sanford Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. And our Lynx champion sponsors are Alliance Communications, American Family Insurance Josh Koob Agency, Brandon Ace Hardware, Heartland Funeral Home, Horizon Pet Care, Quick Star, Sioux Falls Specialty Hospitals, Sunshine Food Stores, and Today's Family Dentistry. Thank you, sponsors, for doing what you do, and get out there and support those sponsors for us so that we can keep these games coming to you and all the rest of the sports all year long.
Thank you, sponsors. Go out and support the sponsors, and how you do that, you walk into their doors, right? Or you if they're online, you support them that way. And thank you for making this happen. There's the kick. Scott with the kick, and it is fielded by number 2. That's going to be
Quinton Hall.
And it is brought up. They're kind of questioning it, maybe. No, they're not. Never mind. From the 33, that's where the Warriors are going to start with their second possession of this third quarter. That's going to be Hoffman at quarterback again for the Warriors. Number 9, he has 2 receivers to his left. He motions his tight end. He also has Williams with him. Play action. He's going to go out to the flat. That's going to be number 3 for the Warriors, the tight end. That's going to be Baskin with his second catch of the ball game. And that's going to be a 1-yard gain, second down and 9.
Yeah, they did a good job of kind of getting upfield and kind of taking away his first initial couple of options. He had to do his check down to his running back over here, but good job on the defense to recover and stop it for only a 1-yard gain.
Hoffman comes out of the huddle with 3 receivers to his right. He's got 1 to his left. He motions his receiver. That's going to be number 17. Oh, and it is almost intercepted. It is actually, the pass was blocked by number 57 for the Lynx.
Kai Zocker.
Kai Zocker, he's been all over the field. We've seen that a lot this year from Zocker from the defensive end position.
I tell you what, he did himself a favor by getting that pass knocked down, because if he would have held it a split second longer, he is going to get pasted by Gunnar Swift from this far side. He just had him in his sights and was going to bring him to the turf.
And the Lynx defense pitching the shutout. They've done it a lot this year in multiple games. Williams looks like he's coming off the edge from the outside linebacker position. Heavy blitz. That's going to be Hoffman. He breaks it, and he's going to be brought down all the way.
Going to be about 3 yards short, I think, by the looks of it.
To about, well, I would say 2 yards, Bob.
All right, I'll give you that one, Ken. That's the first one tonight.
Yep. Well, my vision's starting to get a little bit better.
That's good.
It's a little bit colder, so my vision's getting better. Across the 40 all the way to about the 41-yard line. It's going to bring up a 4th down and 2 from the 41. About 6 minutes to go, third quarter. 3 receivers to Hoffman's left, 1 to his right. He's got Williams with him also. Williams has not seen a carry in this second half. They're going to go up top. They have a receiver wide open.
Oh, he dropped it.
And it is incomplete.
I think he was looking or thinking about getting hit there or the end zone and didn't watch the ball into his hands. But in either scenario, the Lynx take over.
As Warren, number 5, was wide open. Beautiful pass from Hoffman, a little behind him. All right. So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt a little bit there, as Hoffman does drop that pass.
Here's my prediction, Ken.
Go ahead.
I always miss one every game, so this is it.
Okay.
I would like to see the Lynx take a shot right here. Take a deep shot.
This is a formation we truly don't see from the Lynx.
Flag on the play.
3 running backs, so 2 running backs and 1 fullback in the backfield, kind of like a pyramid formation with Knutson right in the middle of it. And there is a flag on the play.
They're discussing it. They're discussing it a bit here.
Illegal formation on the Lynx. That's going to be on Melcher. As he comes off the field, Delaney's off the field also. Your receivers, it looks like they're going to go to a bigger package without the receivers on the field. It looks like a double tight end set with kind of that pyramid, that's what we want to call it, probably, in the backfield. Now they do have a receiver. That's going to be Mueller. He's going to number 20. He's going to be out to the right. You have 3 tight ends now, along with Timmer and Veshkerna. And we have another flag. False start on the Lynx. That's going to be a 5-yard penalty. So the Lynx, it's going to be 1st down and a mile as they go. They started at real good field position, and now they go into the Warriors territory, crossing the 50, and it is 1st down and 20 from the 48.
It looks like they're running into some formations that they're just building.
As there's two running backs directly in front of Knutson, and that's going to be a carry by Gus Scott, and he's going to gain no yards. It's going to bring up a 2nd down and 19. They're going to give him 1 yard at about the 49. Lynx trying to really establish their running game here. That's what it looks like.
But they're also chewing up a lot of clock. because there's only 4:34 to go.
As you can see, the running back situation right as Knutson is right in the middle of it. They give it to Scott. Scott breaks it open. He's going to cross the 45 all the way down to the 43-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down and 12 from right there.
Yeah, I mean, they got some good positive yards there, but again, like I said, they're concentrating on the run game. They don't need points at this point necessarily, but they do want the clock to keep running, and so that's why they're going back to their bread and butter and see what they can get on 3rd down.
2 receivers to Knutson's left, 1 to his right. He's got Timmer flanked to his right as they fake it to Scott. They go back to Timmer on the screen, and there is a late hit, I believe, from number 10 for the Warriors defense. That's going to be Dante Smith. I believe that's the call. We'll see.
Is there a flag?
There is. Right about
back.
the
Okay, I get you.
46-yard
From the back judge. Or from the head judge, excuse me.
That's going to be an automatic 1st down. It's going to be a gain of 15 on the penalty as the Lynx are going to drive the ball almost to the red zone. It's going to be about the 24-yard line on that late hit as the screen was really set up beautiful to Timmer there.
Yeah, they very good execution. That number 2 did have the trainer come out by the looks of what she administered. He was cramping up, so he's off for just a little bit, and that's Quinton Hall. He was one of their better players over there for the Warriors, but the penalty certainly helped the Lynx get him an automatic 1st down plus 15 yards. So.
Pistol formation for Knutson. He's got Veshgrenon now right behind him. No, it's going to be Scott. Scott all this series, and he's going to take the carry, and he's going to lose a yard on that 1st and 10. He's going to be brought down about the 25-yard line. 3:12 to go, 3rd quarter. Lynx up 28-0 off that score from Knutson to Delaney on the last series.
Yeah, the defense has stiffened up a little bit. The Lynx are just going back to base offense and see if they can move the ball down. They got a couple. Hopefully they can get some good gain on this particular play.
2 running backs to Knutson's left, and they give it to Veshgrenon on the counter there. And he's going to gain about 3 yards. It's going to bring up a 3rd down now. And about 8.
Yeah, things are starting to get a little chippy down there, Ken. They're starting to get a little more extracurriculars after the plays and so forth, so hopefully they will get that cleaned up before the game gets too much further along.
Well, it is cold out there, Bob, and so, yeah. I don't know what I was saying that about, but it is cold.
You established the fact that it's cold.
Yeah, Scott with a big carry off of that little flare pass from Knutson. That's going to move the chains. 1st down for the Lynx.
Yeah, it looks like, by the way, he did. What a good play call, and he got those extra couple of yards just out of sheer effort. So good job to Mr. Scott.
Lynx get into the red zone for the 2nd time of this 3rd quarter. We're under 2 minutes to go. Lynx are driving, and they're at the 14. They can pick up a 1st down here as at about the 5-yard line. That's going to be Scott again, and he's going to carry. He's going to get a 1st down. Does he get to the 5, crosses the 5? He does not. He's going to be just short.
What a good cut.
Absolutely.
He got out there in a jump cut, and off he went and got some extra yards. So let's run a couple of plays, get the 1st down, and then get into the 4th quarter.
As we're under 1:10 to go, 3rd quarter, Lynx trying to capitalize on this 3rd quarter and go up 34 to nothing with this drive. Knutson, he's got Timmer along with Mueller tight to the formation. He motions Mueller. And they're going to give it to Scott. Scott looking for his second touchdown of the ball game. He does not get it, but he does get the first down, and that's going to move the chains. And it will be first and goal from about the 3-yard line.
Yeah, that was just a straightforward run play designed to get 3 or 4 yards, and exactly what it got here. So now we got 4 downs to punch it across the goal line. A quick update over at Howard Wood Field. Sioux Falls Jefferson is up on a Gorman 10-0 with about 8 minutes to go in the second.
As pistol formation again for Knutson, you can see Scott directly behind him. He grabs his
Ooh, flag on the play coming in way late.
Very late. As Gus Scott found the end zone. It is holding. It's going to bring up a now second and goal, as that's going to drive the Lynx back 10 yards. It's going to be second and goal from the 13.
So, yeah, they must have sealed the edge there and caught him on a holding. Must have got the hands outside away from the body.
It was a great, as a defender came low, right? And that's probably where the holding play came from, is that he just didn't want his running back to get hit. Direct snap again to Scott. He follows Timmer, and that's going to bring up a second down and goal from about the 8-ish yard line, and that will do it for your third quarter. Lynx with one score in the third quarter from Knutson to Delaney. It is 28-0. Lynx on top of the Warriors.
Boy, that quarter seemed to just fly by, Ken. But that's what happens when you've got a running game and you can kind of control the pace of the game, and that's what they do. They wear you down with the running game. If one running back gets tired, they put another one in. If he gets tired, they run it with the quarterback. If he gets tired, they kind of do a flip to Delaney. If not, you throw a little pass to your short pass to your tight end. It's tough to just stop it. Now,
right.
Is it super flashy? Not necessarily, but it is super effective.
Absolutely. We talked about how at halftime with Bob Logan back in the days when we had really and Knutson's a good quarterback. We had really next level quarterbacks, and what I mean by college quarterbacks in Austin Sumner and Chase Marceau. Marceau played a little bit at Augie, but then he went on to be a doctor, I believe. And so, but we used to throw 50, 60 times in a ball game. It was spread offense, and you were going, right? And the games got over at 10:30. That's what Bob Logan said, and I remember those days. And
but I got to correct. But they started at 7.
Oh yeah,
not
right.
like 6 o'clock. Like
3.5 hours.
Still 3.5
is a long
hours, yes.
high school ball game. Right?
It absolutely
without
is.
commercials, right? We're gonna bring you a commercial here. Knutson, Scott, and around to Mueller, and he's going to find the end zone. Touchdown. You thought it was Delaney? No, it was Mueller for the touchdown on the end around. He was given from Scott to Mueller, and the Lynx up 34-0 to open this fourth quarter.
And boy, did he get a good block kind of in the backfield to open a lane for him to go. And almost got tripped up and maintained his balance around the end. Just a good play call. Got a little misdirection.
As the Lynx go up 34-0, Mitzel is on the field now for his 5th extra point attempt. And if that one is good. He is 5 for 5, 35-0. Lynx on top of the Warriors in this opening round of the 2024 playoffs here in South Dakota.
Yeah, that was a good drive. It was helped along by a penalty of roughing the passer, which sometimes when they're on you, they can kill a drive. But in this case, it extended a drive for the Lynx, which allowed them to get that touchdown.
Lynx, a lot of running, right? But we've seen a little bit of throwing too that they've capitalized on too, as Knutson has 2 touchdowns by air this evening, and really it's been the benefactor of Delaney on the other side of those catches, and Delaney with a great catch the last time he was on the field, in the middle of the field in the end zone. But a really good run by Mueller there to find the end zone for his first touchdown of the playoffs here in 2024.
Now we just got to have our special teams come through, maintain their lanes, and keep them from getting a big gain here, and finish out this fourth quarter.
As you can see, Gus Scott on to kick for his 5th time of this ball game, and there's the boot, and it drives the Warrior in Quentin Hall, the returner, as he goes backwards. Now he goes forward, and he crosses the 25-yard line, and he's down and limping off the field. So he's down about the 28-yard line. That's where the Warriors will start. And now we have a running clock, because in the state of South Dakota, when you get to the certain score,
35-point difference.
Yep, and you're going to have a running clock, and that's why you see the clock running now. Hoffman, quarterback for the Warriors. He's going to motion his receiver. He's going to put it in the air. No, he's going to scramble. Heavy pressure from the Lynx. He's going to go out of bounds with a 1-yard gain, and it's bring up a 2nd down and 9.
A good job on the defender there by pulling off and not trying to take that cheap shot as he steps out of bounds, because the officials are going to call it. And there's no sense on trying to give them the cheap 15 yards.
And the Lynx defense want to keep that shutout, right? That's what they want. The 0 on the board, and they're doing a good job of it so far here through a little over 3 quarters of this ball game. Hoffman, 2 receivers again to his right, 2 to his left. Spread formation. He steps up. He has a receiver, and that's number 5. He does make the catch on this series. That's going to be Warren, and it's going to cross the 50 with a beautiful throw by Hoffman.
Yeah, that was he got some he definitely got free from his secondary defender, and they made an excellent throw. That was a long throw down the field. So now we got to see if we can stiffen up here. Now that they're on the other side of the 50, I'm sure their attention has been gathered.
As the Warriors go across the 50-yard line down to about the 42, under 10 minutes to go in this one. As Hoffman, he's got 3 receivers to his right, 1 to his left with Williams in the backfield. He steps up again. No, he's going to go backwards, heavy pressure, and he's going to heave it down the field. He's got Warren again, and a really good catch by Warren there at about the 3-yard line. And the Warriors are driving through the air here.
We've got a lot of new players on the defensive side of the ball right now, Ken. Uriah Dixon was who got the tackle down there in the secondary, number 19.
As you can see, the Warriors offense with 9 minutes to go, they are down inside their red zone, their best position all night on offense. Hoffman motions his receiver, and he gives it to Williams, and he's brought down right at the line of scrimmage.
By number 15, Cohen Hartz.
Cohen Hartz with the tackle. As you can see that the Warriors are taking their time in the huddle. They want to make it right. As the player that I really, you got to watch for here, if they do put it in the air, is number 3, the tight end Baskins. Hoffman. Give it to Williams, and they do find the end zone. Williams crosses the white line, touchdown for the Warriors. It is now 35-6. As the clock will continue. No, that's going to stop here. This is the only time it stops.
Yeah, Ryder Dauberpool on for the extra point.
Dauberpool on. 8:05 to go. The clock will not stop anymore as the score went under that 35 mark, and it's going to be
hit
off
the post.
the upright. And it is 35-6, 8:05 to go in the opening round of the 2024 playoffs here in Brandon, South Dakota.
So, yeah, we got some new players, some fresh players in on defense for the Lynx, and we'll have to make sure that we do a good job of recognizing some of those as we go. It'll be interesting to see what they do on the offensive side of the ball and recognize those players as they get into the game as well.
As the Lynx really, if you look at that, Hoffman throws a pretty good ball, right?
Yeah, he does.
And he's had some receivers open all night, and some drop passes, or we're looking at a different score on the scoreboard.
Yes, they've had some players who are wide open, and they made some excellent defensive plays to knock those passes down. So, just have to see what the offense can do on the special teams here.
Dauberpool on to kick, as he's going to boot it all the way down to about the 7-yard line, and we'll see who picks it up for the Lynx as we have a flag on the play.
Number 20 on the Lynx.
That's going to be Mueller.
Yep, Maddox Mueller.
He came off a touchdown on the end around. The last series on offense for the Lynx. I believe we'll have some substitutions on the offense for the Lynx also here.
Looks like number 9, Will Van Leeuwer. He's coming in as quarterback.
Van Leeuwer, your new quarterback for the Lynx, like Bob said. And the Lynx will start right there.
Camden Christian is in the backfield for the Lynx.
Half the distance to the goal on that penalty on the Lynx on the return, as Van Leeuwer is going to have his pistol formation with a fullback and a running back directly behind him. Two receivers to his right. He's going to give it to his running back, and he's going to be stuffed right there. Maybe a loss of 2 yards, it looks like.
Got Dante Smith on the tackle.
And the carry was by, you have the binoculars, Bob.
I believe that was Camden.
Camden with the carry.
Yep. Camden Christians. Number 34, yeah. Camden Christian, yes.
All right, Christian directly behind Van Leeuwer, your new quarterback for the Lynx pistol formation. They give it to Christian again, and he breaks a tackle. He cuts it to the outside. He stays in bounds. No, they're going to stop the clock right there. And a big gain.
That was a good power run there for him. Kept the feet churning. Also in the backfield, number 7, Mason Veld is in for the Lynx. And enough for a first down. Nice run.
First down for the Lynx as Christian with a big carry as he spun out of a tackle and broke another tackle. And they did not mark it out of bounds. So the clock is still running. First down for the Lynx, Van Leeuwer, along with Christian right behind him and his fullback right to his left.
Caden Walkus in the game for the Lynx as well, a receiver.
And a kind of botched play in the backfield as the quarterback, Van Leeuwer, was looking to hand it off to the right. His running back went to the left. And Van Leeuwer is going to be brought down. with a loss of about 2, maybe 3 yards there. It's going to be second down and 13 from the 16.
Yeah, they're, like I said, these are valuable minutes for some of these folks that don't necessarily get into a lot of varsity games, but it's still playoff football. And so you never know when one of these players is going to need to step up and fill a role.
Second down and 13. Van Leeuwen's going to give it to his running back again. That's Christian, and he's going to gain 2 yards. It's going to bring up a third down now and 11, maybe 10 yards. So it was a gain of 3. Third down and 10.
Ooh, flag, late flag on the play. I'm guessing some pleasantries probably were not exchanged after that particular play, but it does help the Lynx move the ball, and the clock is continuing to run. We're down to 4:25 on the clock.
Unsportsmanlike penalty, so that's a 15-yard penalty. That's an automatic first down for your Lynx. Van Leeuwen. He now has his fullback to his right in the pistol formation. Christian right behind him. It's been all Christian on this series. And a big gain over the middle. And he's going to be stopped at about the 44-yard line.
Like I had mentioned, it's starting to get a little chippy.
Under 4 minutes to go. Lynx up 35-6.
But I am very impressed with the new running back in, Camden Christian. He runs very hard. He's very decisive in his runs when he sees the hole and he explodes through that. We did see him one of our last home games that we did. He got in late in the game as well and ran very effectively there too. So the running back position for the Lynx is in good hands for many years to come because he's just a sophomore. Sorry.
Second down and 5 from the 39. They give it to Christian again, and I believe we have a false start.
Oh, another flag on the play. That very well could be another 15-yarder.
Well, I think they'll nullify. I think it was a false start and then the personal foul.
Yeah, so it'll be 5 yards back and probably 15 yards forward.
And we'll see what they do. Clock is still running.
So I think it was after the play.
They're sorting this one out a little bit, so yeah, I think you did call it right. So you're going to go 5 yards, and now they're going to mark it. You can see that they're walking it up, so it's going to be a first down for the Lynx at the 49-yard line on that personal foul.
And the clock continues to run. We're just about to approach 2 minutes to play.
And Van Leeuwen is going to go to the huddle. About 28 seconds to go on the play clock. Under 2 minutes to go. Like Bob said, we were right
Cooper
at that
Irie's in the game for the Lynx.
Cooper Irie into the game. Van Leeuwen. And they give it to Christian again.
Actually, that might be somebody new here. How about number 22? It is Garrett Van Dusen on the carry.
Garrett Van Dusen coming into the ball game with his first carry. He's going to gain 4 yards, goes across the 50, 120.
They're trying to get some plays in here to get some folks some game action.
To go in this ball game as the Lynx are all over the Warriors in this opening round of the playoffs. Van Leeuwen. He gives it to his running back again. He's going to gain about 1 yard. No, he's going to be nullified of that yard and driven back. No gain. as it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 6 right at the 47.
So that's going to probably be the last play of the game here, Ken.
It'll be interesting. It looks like the Lynx are going to go into victory formation. And Van Leeuwen kneels it. And they will let the time run out as into this new season, what we call the playoffs. The Lynx are 1-0, and they open up the AAA playoffs here in South Dakota as the number 1 seed, and they are victorious on these 2024 opening round, the quarterfinals in the state of South Dakota. Lynx win 35-6.
All right, Ken, looks like we get the opportunity to host another game. The game is going to be held next Friday, November the 8th, and it's going to be take on the winner of Sioux Falls Jefferson and Sioux Falls O'Gorman. And I believe right now that particular game is 17-0 with about 3 minutes to go before the half in favor of Jefferson.
Tell me again who they're playing, who they're potentially playing.
So they will be playing the winner of Sioux Falls Jefferson and O'Gorman, the 4 or 5 seed in this particular tournament. And Jefferson's up on that one 17-0. In the other half of the bracket, both of those are final. Sioux Falls, it'll be a Sioux Falls Lincoln Harrisburg rematch, except which was 2 weeks ago. Those two teams played with Lincoln coming out ahead, and that game was at Harrisburg. This one will be at Howard Wood Field on the same night, November the 8th, which will be next Friday night.
Next Friday night, we will bring you that game live. It's the AAA playoffs, and it is the semifinals. Bob kind of painted the picture for you there a little bit, but we want to thank you for tuning into this game. We want you to tune in to next game if you can't make it. I have no idea what the weather's going to be.